The Iowa football team improved to 3-0 last weekend, scoring a pair of fourth-quarter touchdowns to hold off Iowa State 17-5 in soggy conditions at Kinnick Stadium. It was an ugly win for the Hawkeyes, but a welcome relief for Coach Kirk Ferentz, who had lost 6 of 9 meetings with the Cyclones.
Getting a win in this rivalry is hard to come by. It was a great win, and we're excited about it, but now we're focused on the next week, and we're focused on Pitt.
Making his second career start against the Cyclones, quarterback Ricky Stanzi struggled, completing only 5 of 14 passes and throwing 2 interceptions, including one into triple coverage late in the third quarter, which led to Stanzi being replaced by Christensen, who led the Hawkeyes on the decisive drive. Stanzi and Christensen were listed as co-starters on this week's depth chart.
Yeah, I got pulled because I wasn't getting the job done, and that was obvious. Anybody could see that. When you're not getting the job done, someone else will, and you got to live with that. It's what it is. If I'm not going out there and performing, all I'm doing is hurting the team, and that's not good. And we're trying to win the ball game. Fortunately we did, and Jake got the job done. So he did a great job of coming in, playing his role and leading the team.
But happy with both of them. I think we'll see how this week goes in practice. Like I said the other day, really not trying to be coy, and I don't think it's going to affect Pitt at all in preparation because we're pretty much same team, running the same plays offensively. But we'll just see how the week materializes, and hope that both guys continue to prepare like they have been, and just see how things pan out.
Pittsburgh, which started the season ranked in the top 25 before losing at home to Bowling Green in the opener, features one of the nation's top young running backs in sophomore LeSean McCoy. Last season, McCoy ran for over 1,300 yards and scored 14 touchdowns. Early this year, he has 164 yards and 4 scores.
He's real good. He's from here on out, we'll see great tailbacks. From here on out, the whole offense really kind of reminds you of a Big Ten offense. They've got big guys up front that can kind of pave the road for him to get those holes. They open holes up for him. And when he hits those holes, he hits them hard, and he runs in a bad mood. He's a good runner, and he kind of runs the way that you coach guys to run the ball. He's downhill, and he lowers his shoulder. He's not stepping out of bounds. He's a big physical back.
He's just a tough runner, and he's garnered a lot of attention, and justifiably so. Had a great year last year as a first-year player. He's a tough runner, but the other guy, 34, comes in and really, he's very, very effective too. He's got a good average, very dangerous player. So they've got a 1-2 punch. It's not just McCoy, but McCoy's awfully good.
The trip to Pittsburgh is a homecoming for Iowa coach Kirk Ferentz, who grew up there and was a graduate assistant for the Panthers under coach Jackie Sherrill in 1980.
It was the first time I've ever been around big-time college football, so that was an experience. I'd seen it on TV, but that's about as close as I got. Coach Sherrill was an excellent head coach. It was a good place to learn. We had a great team, and I couldn't imagine being with a better coach to mentor me than Joe Morris. So I was really fortunate in that regard.
The trip won't be all fun and games, though, as this is the Hawkeyes' first trip away from the friendly confines of Kinnick Stadium. Ferentz expects to find out a lot about his young team.
It's not a field trip. We're going over there to play a game just like we have the last 3 Saturdays. But for the younger guys, it's a little bit of a novelty, and so hopefully they're able to keep their focus where it needs to be so they can, perform on Saturday.
It's going to be a different test, that's for sure, something that we haven't experienced yet this year. Especially for the younger guys, it's going to be something that they really have to buckle down and focus up on. I remember from last year just how difficult it can be, especially that first road game. But I don't think it's anything that we can't handle, as long as we stay focused on the field and not about the fans or the things around us. And I think we're going to get through it just fine.
First 2 games we were definitely favored. We knew Florida International had some athletes, but if we just played our defense, we'd be fine. Iowa State, we knew the records kind of get thrown out the window with that game. The home teams, it seems like lately, is the team that wins, and we had a pretty good game plan for that one. And this is where everybody Pitt's a top 25 team.
We expect a hard-fought battle, and we know they're going to be tough. We know they're going to be physical, and we have to come ready to play.
But they've got a great football team. They're the team that knocked West Virginia off last year from the number 1. They had already thinking about the national championship, and Pitt knocked them off. So we know we're going to have they've got a real good team, and got a great defense. So we're just, looking to game plan them and do the best we can.
As well as being Iowa's first road test, this game is the final tune-up before the Big Ten opener next week against Northwestern. The matchup should provide a good indicator of how the conference season will unfold.
I think it's a perfect test for us because we're going out to an environment that's going to be similar to a Big Ten environment, It's the offense is going to be similar to a Big Ten offense. From what I've heard, the defense is the same way. They got some big guys. They got backers that can move and DBs that take advantage of bad decisions by quarterbacks. So I think it's a very similar team to some Big Ten teams we'll play, and it's going to be kind of, I guess you said, a tune-up really, and we got to treat it as such. Know that we're playing basically a 12th Big Ten team.